Let's talk about a city that was supposed to be a modern marvel, one of the most sustainable cities on Earth, right in the heart of India. But today, if you go there, all you'll find is a landscape of ruins. This is the story of Amaravati.
The vision here was absolutely breathtaking. They were talking about a city powered almost entirely by solar energy, with water taxis gliding through canals, a place so advanced it was meant to be a Singapore of India. This was going to be the nation's shining new capital. But that dream, it just crumbled. Instead of a bustling, futuristic metropolis, what you see today are skeletons of buildings, empty towers scraping the sky, roads that just end, leading nowhere. It's a city frozen in time, a huge monument to a promise that was completely broken.
So you have to ask, what went so terribly wrong here? How did a project built on the hopes and sacrifices of so many people turn into this desolate ghost town? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down.
To really get what happened to Amaravati, you have to rewind to 2014. The state of Andhra Pradesh was split in two, and its capital, the thriving city of Hyderabad, suddenly belonged to the new state of Telangana. So Andhra Pradesh needed a brand new capital. The name they chose, Amaravati, was really symbolic. It harkened back to an ancient capital from more than 2,000 years ago.
Now, the chief minister at the time, Chandrababu Naidu, he didn't want to just build any old city. He envisioned a greenfield city. And what's so wild about that idea is that it means you're literally building from the ground up on totally undeveloped land. It's the ultimate blank canvas for an urban planner.
And where was this canvas? The location they picked, Amaravati, was super strategic. It's smack in the middle of the state, perfectly placed between two major cities. Plus, it had a great water source from the Krishna River and, most importantly, huge areas of available land.
But see, that land, it wasn't empty. It belonged to people. Specifically, it was owned by 24,000 farmers. Now, in almost any other project, getting that much land would have been a huge, ugly fight. But not here. In what was the largest voluntary land pooling scheme in India's history, these farmers gave up 33,000 acres of their ancestral, highly fertile land. Think about that. They weren't just giving up dirt. They were trading their main source of income, their entire livelihood, for a promise. The deal was, in return, they'd get smaller but fully developed commercial and residential plots in this future world-class city. That was supposed to be their new ticket to wealth.
This quote from a local farmer just hits you right in the gut. He says, "I gave 16 acres for the capital. Now my name has nothing." They bet everything they had on this dream, a dream that was about to be snatched right out from under them. And for a while, it looked like the bet would pay off. Construction was moving at a crazy pace. Prime Minister Modi himself laid the foundation stone, and global investors from places like Singapore and the World Bank were all in. But then, everything changed. The turning point arrived. That turning point was the 2019 state election. Naidu's government got voted out, and a new chief minister, Jagan Mohan Reddy, took over. And with that single election, the fate of Amaravati was pretty much sealed. The new government immediately stopped all construction. Full stop. And what's fascinating here is the sheer clash of visions. See, Reddy didn't just pause the project. He came up with a totally different, radical plan. Instead of one big central capital, he wanted 3 separate ones. The official reason was to spread development across the state. But his critics, they saw it as a logistical nightmare designed for one purpose, to tear down his political rival's legacy project. And this political U-turn? It created an instant and just devastating fallout. The cost wasn't just in dollars and cents, it was deeply human. And you can see the evidence of that scattered all over the landscape today. I mean, the state of the city tells you everything you need to know. There's a legislative assembly building, which was supposed to be taller than the Statue of Unity, just sitting there with only 1 floor done. 12 residential towers, each 44 stories high, are completely empty. Huge drainage pipes are just lying by the side of the road, and electricity towers are standing there waiting for wires that are probably never going to come. This all created a huge financial disaster. Andhra Pradesh was already one of India's most indebted states, owing over 3 lakh crore rupees. I mean, they were already having trouble paying government employees on time, so the idea of funding a whole new 3-capital plan, after sinking billions in Amaravati, it just seemed impossible. This political chaos sent shockwaves through the global investment community. Major international partners like the World Bank and the Singaporean companies that helped design the city, they all pulled their funding. The message couldn't be clear. This project, and frankly the entire state, was just too risky to invest in because of political whims.
So what about the farmers, the people who gave up everything for this? Well, they didn't just sit back and take it. For over 1,600 consecutive days, they protested, demanding that the government keep its word and finish their city.
And the sense of betrayal is just so deep. This farmer says, "We gave our land for development, and they filed 20 cases against my name." Instead of getting those valuable developed plots they were promised, their sacrifice was rewarded with legal harassment and financial ruin. It's just tragic.
All of this brings us to where we are today, with the entire future of a city and its people stuck in a political and legal deadlock. It's a total mess.
The farmers took their fight to court, and they actually won. The High Court ordered the government to finish building Amaravati. But the government just ignored the ruling and appealed to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court, it's basically paused the whole case, saying the city's fate depends on the 2024 election results. Can you believe that? A city's entire existence just hanging on a vote.
And this whole mess isn't just about Amaravati. It points to a bigger, really troubling pattern in India, where a new government comes in and they just scrap or reverse huge infrastructure projects started by their rivals. Political ego ends up costing the country billions and halting progress for everyone.
So we're left with this one question. When a city's future is turned into a political pawn, when progress is held hostage by personal rivalries, who really ends up losing? It's the people who sacrificed everything, the farmers, their families, the citizens. They're the ones who always pay the ultimate price.